guys, what's up? This punk guy here. Thanks for joining me back on my review channel. Now, before we get into the review, I just want to say don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Add me on Instagram at this punk guy. I'll put a link down there below. But enough of all that. Let's get right into the review. Now, of course, if you guys don't know who Jello Biafra is, he is the ex-singer of the infamous band The Dead Kennedys, and he's been playing with this new band for I think about like 10 to 15 years. Jello Biafra and the Guantanamo School of Medicine. This is their third album released on his own label, Alternative Tentacles. Here's the front. Here's the back. I know it's kind of hard to see the cover because it's got a really cool foil cover, so when you look at it in person, it's got a real cool reflection. It just doesn't really show up that well on here. But anyway, like I said, this is their third release. The last one came out back in 2013, so it's been a while. Now, if you guys know anything about Jello Biafra, you know that he's never short on words, and this album definitely rings true. He always has something wise and witty and entertaining to say. And even though he says this album isn't a direct attack on the Trump administration, it kind of feels like it is. And Jello Biafra, to be honest, can be very long-winded at times, and there's no shortage of that, like I said, on this album. There are 10 tracks, and, you know, usually when I say there's only 10 tracks on an album, it's a short album. This is the complete opposite. In fact, there are only 8 tracks on this LP to begin with because he couldn't fit all 10, I guess, on the album, but if you get the digital download, you get all 10 songs. And yeah, so these songs can be very long, and the verses, I think there's like 4 in every song, and you know, usually at the most there's only 3, so it gets pretty heavy-handed. But the thing is, I really do love the way Jello sings. I love his quirky personality and the way it comes out in this album, how he uses different voices and inflections when he's talking about other people or talking as another person. It's something you don't really see any other singers do, or none that I can think of right off the bat. Now, the band themselves, the Guantanamo School of Medicine, are really tight, and I can imagine them having to follow everything Jello does. They do a great job. A lot of their music has a lot of this kind of like almost circus type riffs and leads to their songs. I noticed it's very prominent in this one, but it's very prominent in their other ones. I just think the way they arrange music is kind of unique. Right into the tracks, and I'm not going to get too heavy on the politics for this because, to be honest, I can dissect these songs, and he has a lot to say, and there's a lot to dissect, but to be honest, I'm kind of like mentally checked out right now because as everyone knows, they've been inundated with this for the last 4 years. Trump this, Trump that, you know, so I just need a mental break from it and, you know, just, you know, step back for a second for my own mental health. So I'm not going to be, you know, diagnosing these songs, and, you know, that's not what this is about. I just want to talk about the good music that's on here. But what I will say about all the anti-Trump songs on here is that my favorite is Taliban USA. Now lyrically in this track, he makes a comparison to the ultra crazy, you know, Islamic terrorist groups and the right-wing fundamental groups, which isn't the first thing anyone's done, but he does it in a very unique and entertaining way for sure. Really good comparison to how the right wing doesn't really care about children after they're born. Like I said, I'm not getting into politics, but I'm just saying it's a really good analogy that he uses in this song, and he does it in a very entertaining way. The track on here called No More Selfies, which isn't on the actual LP, it's only on the digital release. So like I said, these tracks are so long they couldn't fit them all on the LP. Now this is the only song I'm going to say that Jello comes off as really kind of pretentious in this. Just hear me out. So lyrically, the track is about him being annoyed by fans coming up to him and taking a bunch of selfies with him at the most inopportune time. Because some of the things that he's telling in the song, you're like, wow, those are kind of like fucked up situations. But to me, to write a whole song about this, it does kind of come off as rock star pretentious. But when all is said and done, this is my favorite track on the album. I just love the lead guitar riff. It has the kind of that country tone, and it just kind of has this really cool chugging riff. It has a very Bonanza feel, and for most people that don't know, Bonanza was an old Western show. So in conclusion, if you don't like Jello or if you don't agree with his politics, you're probably not going to like this album. He definitely has an opinion, and he definitely doesn't care if you agree with it or not. But you gotta love that. You gotta love a guy that stands by his convictions. I feel like this album is a microdose album where you can listen to a track here and a track there. But getting through the whole album is kind of a chore for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this album 3 out of 5 stars. Now, if you enjoy spoken word stuff, you're probably gonna like this stuff. If you're used to like short short and quick songs, this might be a little too much for you. But this album is very smart, very intellectual, and very witty. It's just not my favorite album from him. I don't know if I have a favorite album from him. I definitely like certain tracks here and there. And like I said, that's, I think, where the microdosing comes in. Like, I can take these songs a little here, a little there. But I am a big supporter of Jello, and I think I always will be. I do agree with a lot of his politics. So, let me know, what did you guys think of this album? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? What is your favorite track on here? What do you guys think of the circus riffs that is throughout this whole album? Anyway, let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share this. Maybe Jello might watch this. Hey, Jello, what's up? Don't forget to add me on Instagram at thispunkguy. And like always, guys, I'll see you at a show. Hey guys, I hope you liked that album review. This one was kind of hard for me, no lie. I had a lot to say about it when it first came out, and then as the months passed and I finally got the LP, I kind of lost interest, and like I said, with all the mental health stuff, I just kind of took a break. But I'll be doing some more reviews, so hit me up, and I'll see you guys on the next one.